Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pokemon Casino. We've got a very interesting video, or one that's super interesting for me. We're gonna find out what we know about the next Japanese set, VSTAR Universe. I'm sure everyone has heard of this name and seen the pack art and some of the releases and reveals, but let's go over what this set that's releasing December the 2nd has in store for us. But before we jump into it, remember to hit that subscribe button, everyone. We're over 140 subs right now and we are growing. I need your help to continue growing that number. So if you are not subbed and you're enjoying this content, please hit that bell button. Thanks so much for being part of the community and hoping you're enjoying this content. But anyhow, this pack or this set that's going to be released, what do we know about it? It is a high class set which releases once a year for the Japanese Pokemon sets. Previous ones were VMAX Climax and also Shiny Star V, to give you a sense of what it encompasses. And sort of what is different about it is that, so these packs, or this box, will have 10 packs in it, and each pack will have 10 cards, as per, I guess you can say, the usual of what we've seen before, about 5 cards in them. So there's 172 cards that are part of this main set, but there's obviously secret cards on top of that. And I think there is quite a few of secret cards or cards that are not part of the main set per se, the 172, just like VMAX Climax was last year. So we're seeing pre-order pricing for this at around $80 on Amazon right now, though the MSRP for this box is $40. And before anyone panics and goes up to pre-order, etc., I do think that there is a lot of hype about this set right now. Rightfully so, because of the cards that will be coming out on it. There are a lot of really nice cards and artwork that are part of it. But if you remember from last year, VMAX Climax was also very similar. Sold out like crazy, people wanted it, people were getting great pulls, great hits in it. But then there was a time, maybe like 6 months after release, where the Pokemon Center Japan actually had these in stock for weeks on end, and people weren't buying them. So you could get this at MSRP. So no guarantees, but I'm hoping that this is going to be the same. So hopefully people don't panic. Hopefully the Pokemon Center prints this to oblivion, just like they did the Charizard UPC, so that everyone can get a fair value for this set. But what is in this set and why is it so hyped up right now? It's because there is a new rarity in it, and this is called AR, Art Rare. So you can see on the bottom of the cards, on the bottom left, there is the 2 letters AR. And so I guess what you can compare this to is CHR and CSR that was introduced in the VMAX Climax high class set. But AR seems to be not having as much of a focus on the Pokemon and trainer relationship, but rather on the Pokemon itself. So these ones, as you can see, Altaria, Miltank, Bidoof Barrel. It is some great artwork here of this thumb in like sort of their element. I think the Barrel one has the great one. He's like a beaver right in his little den. And you got Miltank with obviously some dairy goods out there. So I think those ones are really, really nice ones to have. So what else do we have? We got Dunsparce over here. We got Hisuian, Gudra, and then we got Numel. But I think the most interesting one out of these 3 is actually Numel, because if you look at the big Numel on the right side, you can see that it has Ditto's face, which I think is very cool and very cute. So that's a very cute one I saw around there. Really nice cards and artwork as well. Within the Hisuian Gudra, you can also see a bunch of Starlies flying around it, so a very cute card. And again, these are not V cards, these are just the normal Pokemon cards. And next up, we got the 3 legendary birds. You got Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos here. I don't think I need to say anything else. Super nice. I think Galarian Moltres was one of the nicest cards that were released in part of the Sword and Shield sets, and it's nice to see another amazing artwork of Moltres again. Next up, we got Absol, which is in an amazing sort of scene and where it's supposed to be living, I suppose. And then you got Yancy, with a lot of crystal and artwork, which looks great, I'm sure, with the hollow pattern, I'm sure, once you shine in the light. And then you got a cute Manaphy right in the water with a bunch of other Pokemon in there. So this really brings out the AR, the art rare characteristic of sort of how do Pokemon coexist with one another. And then, of course, one of the most favorite cards from out of all the leaks that were previously, you got Mew here, right? Surrounded by a bunch of other Pokemon in the forest. So cute, so gentle. And then you have one of the most recent releases of Oricorio out here on the right side with really interesting artwork, a bit very different and contrasty from the Mew one. What else do we have coming up? We got reprints of some really meta decks in here. We got Palkia. You can see how the old one in the set looked like with the new one on the left. The Mew one looks pretty similar to me, so I don't think there's a new one there, except it's going to be part of the S12A set rather than the old set Fusion Arts. As well, two other sort of meta cards. You got Giratina VSTAR, and then you got Arceus VSTAR as well, which Arceus VSTAR was a very strong deck, obviously. And then one of the really hype ones, the one that you could get in Pokemon Go, Radiant Charizard. So it's probably a super nice card to have because it's a shiny Charizard, and I love shinies. And then you also have its playability, I believe, in the TCG. And then there's a new artwork coming out as well with this set, which is really nice, and it's part of the 172. So it's 15 of 172. So bet your behinds that this one is going to be sought after and also probably graded to oblivion, but hopefully not too hard to pull. Afterwards, we got a new rarity on top of the AR, SAR, and you guessed it, that means special art rare. So these ones will be even rarer, probably one, I guess, in a booster box. And you got some of the staples as well. You got Samurott, which is in front of a Snorunt. They're probably going to be attacking it. Snorunt just looks so scared over there, which looks so good. You got Zoroark in the background, which looks really interesting. A lot of detail within that artwork. And then, of course, it's not the main star of it, but you got Zora, and you have a very cute Pachirisu right on top of its head. And some other SARs that we have as part of this set. We got the 3 legendary dogs. So we had the 3 legendary birds as part of AR. We had the legendary dogs as part of the SAR series out here. So you got obviously Raikou, you got Suicune and Entei over here, all in their sort of elements of lightning, water, and fire. Up next, we got a very interesting artwork for Simisear on the left hand. We've got 2 Deoxys, 1 VMAX and 1 VSTAR. So very interesting. In VSTAR Universe, we're still seeing VMAX cards coming out here, which I think is great. Brings sort of more options to the TCG. And I also really like VMAXs just because of the artwork and how like gigantic they look. And then you got a Simisear or Zora, I mean VSTAR as well. We got 2 amazing evolutions out here. Leafeon, and we got my favorite Glaceon, and then we got Regigigas over there as well, which is a very big one. So no VMAX of it because I think it's already big enough. And you got Hattern VMAX, which looks super big above the clouds. We already saw the Oshawott actually, so we have a few repeats here, sorry. But then we also have this really amazing Lucario VSTAR, just looks super menacing. Not VMAX, but just the VSTAR, so not a Mega either, but really nice looking. And then, what do we got? We got the 2 cards that have absolutely blown up the TCG once they were revealed. We got a Mewtwo and we got a Charizard VSTAR, each from its own unique perspective and angle of battling. So really, really cool perspective type of art, and there's basically drawn differently by 2 different illustrators, but they've done such a good job. The Charizard, obviously one of the promo cards from the English Charizard UPC, and now we have the Mewtwo side of it too for Japanese. So I'm sure this is going to be part of the next English set coming out. And of course, some of the last ones we got, not to be outdone by all the others, but we have a Radiant Eternatus, shiny Radiant Eternatus. Oh my God, need to get this one. It's also only 115 of 172. So I'm guessing there's gonna be 1 Radiant card per booster box as well. And then we got a Ditto as well. And I'm putting Ditto here just because I like Ditto so much. But you're asking, are there going to be God packs in this set? Just like it was for VMAX Climax. If I was a betting man, and I am, to be honest, I will think there is. It was a formula that worked really well for those that were able to open up a God pack, and I know my friends and a few people were. It brought so much enjoyment to that set, VMAX Climax. It just made it such a big success. So I do think that they're going to bring this back. Don't quote me on it, but that is what I think. So there you go. This is so far what we know about this set that's coming out in about 3 to 4 weeks. Are you excited? Are you hyped up? Let me know. But until the next video, I hope you do subscribe so that you do get notified once I put up another one. And if you're opening up packs, hope you have fantastic RNG. But thank you for watching. Until the next one. Bye-bye.